One of their goal scorers, Mason Mount, waiting to speak to us right now. Good evening to you, Mason. Thank you for speaking. Just to let you know, we've got someone you might know who's with us tonight. We're showing him the ropes. James Maddison, his name is. You may have heard of him. And he may get involved, but I will kick things off if that's OK, Mason. Tell us how that feels after what felt like a very good performance, an emphatic victory in the end, and for you, back in the team and another goal.
Yeah, it was an important win for us. Obviously, first half we let them back in it before half time, and we go into the change room frustrated and disappointed with the end to the first half. Yeah, the manager had a few things to say, and we come out there, and it was down to us to really attack with a purpose and finish these chances that we were creating. So yeah, I think we're happy with the second half. I thought in parts the first half as well. So yeah, overall, very happy with that.
You certainly created a lot of chances, 4 goals, as we know, but 27 shots you had in the game. What was the key to getting so many shots on goal tonight, do you think?
I think, yeah, just attacking with freedom. I thought, yeah, some of the combinations going forward were crisp, were sharp, and that's what we can do. We know we can do that, and it's about us creating as many chances as we can as forward players and trying to get on the score sheet. So yeah, I thought going forward we were solid today, and obviously in defence it's about defending as a team and not letting them get any chance to get back into the game.
Mason, a lot's been made over the setup and the system the manager uses and whether it suits certain players. But is that system with 2 number 10s absolutely perfect for you?
It's a system that I've obviously played before. I've got experience in that position. I know the kind of pockets and spaces that there is in that formation. So yeah, I'm used to it. I know when to drop a little bit deeper and when I know to go into the forward positions and get in behind. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it tonight. And yeah, it's as a team, I think we're definitely improving, and we need to keep winning games.
Hi, Mace. No question from me, mate. I couldn't think of one. But just wanted to say, no, seriously, I thought you were brilliant tonight. Like, showed honestly, we were talking off camera, so many touches of class. You look like you're back to your firing best. And as I was saying to these, you're such a good guy off the pitch and got a great family, great network. It's a pleasure to see you playing like that, mate, and having a smile on your face after a tough period out. And yeah, buzzing for you, mate.
No, I really appreciate that, mate. Yeah, it's obviously it's good to be back out. I know we obviously spoke after when we played, but yeah, really good, feeling good at the moment. Listen, we love being on the pitch and being able to create chances and get on the ball. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you when you're back, mate.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Let's see your goal, Mason. I think you've got a monitor there. Talk us through the finish. Really crisp finish, this. This is when you start getting interested.
Yeah, as soon as I see obviously Bruno with the ball and has time and space to turn, that's my trigger to run in behind and trying to time my run. I thought it would be a bit close, but obviously the defender dropped back a bit and yeah, kept me on side. So yeah, delighted with that. And as I said before, it was about being ruthless in the second half and finishing our chances off.
Yeah, you had a little look, didn't you, just to be sure? But that combination, do you feel that's a nice, nice combination with you and Bruno? Yeah.
Listen, we all know the calibre of player he is, and as soon as he gets on the ball, he's looking to create something. So yeah, it's a joy to play with as a player that's a bit more higher up on the pitch, because you know he's going to try and play the ball over the top. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one.
And just a final thought on what James was saying, really. Do you feel like Manchester United fans are now seeing the best of Mason Mount?
Yeah, listen, it's any time I play, I obviously want to play to the best of my ability and perform. I've had setbacks, I've had difficult times. I feel now I really need to keep pushing on and keep building on these performances. Getting in the goals, that's the most important thing as a forward player. And just keep going and keep working hard. That's exactly what I'm focusing on now.
Well done tonight. Really good finish, Mason. Great goal and terrific win as well for Manchester United. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers.
Is he one of your favourites, James? Come and join us.
Yeah, no, like I said, he's just such a nice lad off the pitch. Like, genuinely, he's just a good person. So whenever you have friends like that in football, no matter whoever they play for and stuff, there's a lot of satisfaction in seeing him do well, because I know obviously he's been through a tough time these past couple of years with injuries.
Yeah, did it feel like it was sort of weighing heavy on him because of a big price tag as well?
Yeah, big price tag, massive club, big expectations, and it just probably the way he wanted it to. But it's quite inspiring for me, especially someone who's going through a difficult period now, being out, seeing him come out the other side of it. And okay, he'll still want more steps and to do this consistently, but seeing that's quite inspiring, especially from a friend. So yeah, like I said, buzzing for him.
Yeah, a lovely good news story. Let's take you back to the first of the goals this evening, and it wasn't very pretty, Jamie, was it?
No, it wasn't, and it probably summed up the first half, really. There wasn't a lot of quality in there, and what quality there was, I think Mason Mount was at the heart of it, really. But I mean, Andre's really poor on the ball. The pressing from Casemiro, it almost feels like a training session where you're not allowed to tackle. Well, fair play to Casemiro. He sees the opportunity there and jumps and wins the ball.
You think Cunha might have gone for goal there?
Yeah, maybe that's a little lack of confidence. He's got Bruno behind him as well. It's one of those goals that's going to end up on own goals and gaffes. So you know, one of them.
I don't think they do that anymore.
A blooper video, or
the
it's going to end up
VHS
somewhere about how poor the standard of football is. But as James mentioned at half-time, Manchester United fans don't care. Bruno doesn't care. Another goal to his, the amount of goals he's already amassed at Manchester United.
He does so well to engineer the shot. And then this was a little bit of, well, it was a warning shot, wasn't it, just before half-time?
Yeah, listen, I mentioned this at half-time, but when you're trying to get your team to score goals and you haven't got the quality, what can you actually ask them to do? Getting players in the box, getting players on the last line the manager mentioned before the game, and that's what they do. And it's a brilliant finish, that, because it's not a great ball, and it's just blasted at him, really. That was a great cross. This isn't really. It's just blasted in, and he's just being lucky. He'll get the assist, but it was more about the finish.
They got in so many times, didn't they, in the second half, Manchester United? 27 shots in total in the game. James, what was the key to that, do you think?
Well, Bruno was at the heart of everything. Bruno's just such a top player. I actually think Bruno's... he doesn't have a massive part in that goal. He still has the ball in the build-up, but the other goals as well, I think he's actually probably underrated to many, Bruno. And I know he gets a lot of plaudits anyway, but I still think he is kind of underrated, for the quality that he shows consistently.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But I mean, what do you think about the guy who's come in from Brentford, Brian?
No, he's hit the ground running. We talk about signings needing time. He hasn't. He's just adapted really well. And again, he's one of them who just looks like a threat on goal, doesn't he? Every time he plays, he's always getting chances if he's not scoring. And he got on the score sheet again.
This is Bruno Fernandes. We've spoke to Mason Mount about his goal again, but
the trigger.
I mean, you've said before you actually think Bruno Fernandes is underrated.
Just that, every time he's on the ball, he does like to always look for the longer pass. He looks short, and some players have the ability to be able to see every pass without having to look short, look long. He can just see it all, and the quality he has, you've seen with the Mason goal. It's on a plate for him, and he does that time and time again. To be fair.
Yeah, this is the penalty. I mean, it comes from a Bruno Fernandes corner, picks out his mate on the edge of the box, and that's where the penalty comes from. They were probably fortunate in the first half. Wolves actually didn't give another penalty away. Probably a little hard done by Manchester United.
So Bruno steps up to take the penalty. We were having this little conversation in the studio. I wondered if Cunha might actually, because he's had 8 shots tonight without scoring. And Bruno, as we were discussing, has missed 2 of his previous 3. Do you think that might have been the motivation for him to actually want it?
Yeah, and also 3-1's the game's not done and dusted at 3-1. The manager won his best penalty take. I think Cunha missed one earlier in the season in a shootout as well when they went out of the cup.
The famous one at Grimsby.
Yeah, so I think the manager would have wanted the best penalty take in that to get the cushion.
But if you're thinking bigger picture, you talked about Brian and Burmo getting the goals, and that helps him settle after the big move. Is that not what Cunha needs himself, and that will then help the team?
Yeah, but that'll come for Cunha. I have no doubt about that. He's just a player with high quality. You look tonight how many shots he had. He's in and amongst it. He's like I said before the game, he's still such a big threat on goal. The goals will come for him. I think the most important thing was just scoring the penalty, and Bruno's the best at that.
I think James is right there. I think if it's 4-1 I think you probably give it to him and maybe let him take it. And I think Bruno Fernandes would do that. 3-1's that awkward one. If that penalty's missed, they get a goal from nowhere in the next 10 minutes or so. You're hanging on with a minute to go. I mean, honestly, no. And there was 9 minutes added at the end of the game as well. So you can imagine that, if a situation like that, we'd be the first to criticise, you know, maybe Bruno Fernandes or him passing the ball to Cunha. So no, that was the right decision from Bruno.
Congratulations. How much did you need that second half performance?
Yeah, massively. I thought the first half we obviously had loads of chances, created a lot going forward, and we didn't take as many as we should. And then we let them back in with a little bit of sloppy play at the end of the first half. It was disappointing going into the second half, going into changing. As a group, we're disappointed, but that we were frustrated, even though I thought we were playing very well. The gaff had some things to say, and then it was down to us to go and react and go out there second half and put on a proper performance like I think we did in the first. And yeah, we did that.
That feeling that you had at half-time, that's been the feeling the last few weeks in some ways with the results that you've had. Do you feel like you've got that out of your system now with the way that you put that game to bed?
Yeah, we can't let that creep in. As you said, it's been a little bit over the last couple of weeks, but we can't let that happen. In a game like this, we can't let it happen. We got mentally stay strong throughout the game, even if they have a few chances, stay in the game and defend as a team, as an 11, do everything we can to not let that ball go in the back of our net. We obviously switched off and they scored. So listen, it doesn't matter who you're playing in the Premier League, they can score, they can create. But as I said, then second half, all our focus was just be ruthless, finish the game, finish our chances and go forward and attack with purpose.
You moved up to 6th place. You've had the opportunity to climb the table a few times in recent weeks. You've taken it tonight. It's only 1 point outside the top 4. That's a bit more like it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Listen, we know we need to win games, and we should have won more recently. So yeah, it's tough when we don't perform to the best of our ability and we drop some points, because we know what we can do when we're at full flow. So yeah, it's good to push up, get the 3 points, but we can't stop now. We need to keep going.
A win, a goal, and the Player of the Match award as well. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, all smiles for United and Mason Mount. I mean, 4 goals is a bonus for them, 3 points. But I must say, on the other side of it, they've still only kept 1 clean sheet all season. They've conceded 22 goals as well. Is that why they're not higher up the table and they haven't got the consistency they're after?
Yeah, they would have liked to have kept a clean sheet tonight, I think, going to Wolves. And I don't think they really gifted Wolves many chances. Just that one late on in the first half, which they got punished for. But I think overall, within the game, they defended pretty well, kept Wolves to very few chances. And teams in the Premier League, like Mason Mount said there, they are going to create chances at times. And it's about, as a unit, as a team, staying compact and defending well when you can. And just tonight, they just switched off for that brief moment at the end of the first half.
Which has been a recurring theme. And when James's Everton frustrated them and West Ham did in the last game, that's why they're frustrated. They're not higher in the table. But at least tonight, they responded in the second half and got the job done.
Yeah, they certainly did. And it was really evident right from the first couple of minutes of the second half that this was going to be one-way traffic. You know, they got in once or twice before they actually scored. And Wolves all of a sudden played a high line, had trouble defending the numbers that flooded forward. So, yeah, I mean, we all know in terms of the players, Manchester United have got a lot to offer. We see it in glimpses. And there's been plenty of false dawns for years and years and years now. But that's a nice position. 6th in the league, a point behind Champions League places is something that all of a sudden it gets you up in the morning thinking, come on, lads. When you're floating around 15th, 16th like they were last season, it's demoralising. You don't even look forward to playing football. It's just horrible. You want the ground to swallow you up. So at least now they've got something to play for. And this is a bit more like it. Still a long way to go, of course, but signs are promising tonight.
Manchester United made the second half theirs. They're the only team that scored. They win 4-1. Thanks for coming back with us, Paul Burmeister, Lee Dixon, Robbie Mustoe. This match had our attention right after halftime, but the difference in quality, Robbie, showed up right after that.
Yeah, it really did, and that's what we expected the whole game. There's still some wrinkles out there for Ruben Amorim to kind of smooth out a little bit. We saw a little bit that first half, but the second half is what we would expect. There's quality players at Manchester United. You'd think of Mbeumo and Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes and Cunha, quality players. When you play against a team like Wolverhampton Wanderers that are trying to be expansive and they are so wide open and stretched, those quality players are going to do their thing and they're going to hurt you. So second half was like, that's better Man United. Now they're up to 6th place. Now it's glass half full because that's where they are.
Back to the question I asked a few hours ago, half full or half empty. Right now for Manchester United, feeling half full with that place in 6th. But the second half showing, Lee, it really just felt like it was a matter of time until then.
Yeah, I do feel a little bit sorry for the Wolves players because I think the effort is there. They're trying for their manager, but you can just see that they're just not quite good enough, both tactically, physically they're doing their bit. But if you're playing against quality players like Manchester United, like Robbie said, you just get picked off. And if you're not together, and we saw so many spaces on that pitch today, and that was the thing we said before the game, and they're going to have a go. Some of them had a go at the wrong time and left other players behind, left big gaps in the middle of the park. And if you've got Fernandes and the quality of Cunha, then they're going to pick you off. And they did that. And it 1-1 seemed like it was going to last for a little bit longer, but as soon as that quality was put to the front for United, it was just one-way traffic.
It's been said a number of times today, and here and also when you're listening to the match live, they haven't won yet. They've given up the most goals in the league, Robbie. They've scored the fewest. I want to get back to this point you're making about them being stretched out and not compact enough. What does that mean for both sides?
Well, it means for Wolverhampton Wanderers, when you're not compact, the opponents are going to have space. And the better players are going to use that space. They're going to be rubbing their hands together. This is great. And Bruno gets free, Mason Mount. But these are the details of the game today, Paul. But the bigger picture for Wolverhampton Wanderers is that they're in this situation because the ownership of the club has sold off their best players for multiple seasons. You can't keep doing that and expect to be competitive. Now you're in a situation where, as Lee says, the quality isn't there and they're just trying to find a way to entertain the fans, give them some hope. Difficult job for Rob Edwards, Lee, with so many games left to try and keep the fans on side somehow.
Because what'll happen now is if they carry on losing this streak, all of a sudden Rob Edwards will start to get stick as well, and then by the end of the season they'll be like, we don't want that manager, and he's kind of not done that much wrong with the quality players he's got.
Yeah, they had a run last spring where they were winning more often than not, and had a good run there toward the...
Indumentaria, la Kings Limited Gold Edition, solo hay 50 unidades de todos los equipos y también puede ser vuestra entrando en kingsleague.pro, así que es los datos a tener en cuenta en cuanto a indumentarias. Gran partido, Gonzalo, Gerard, el que tenemos por delante.
Ojo, ojo, estilo La Bombonera, estadio de River.
Hostia, más minutos de retraso en el inicio, ¿eh? Ya tenemos lío.
Lo llamó Edo, dibujando la parábola sobre la banda derecha, donde en el vértice del área aparece Nadir. ¡Nadir para adentro! ¡Gol! De Nadir Lua, que tiene una facilidad pasmosa. Encuentra a Pablo, qué balón para Nadir para el segundo. Se tafa de Cócera, es un golazo. ¡Es un golazo! Señoras, señores, bienvenidos al show de Nadir Lua. Pibe.
El mejor.
Vamos
haciendo espionaje, ¿eh?
Vaya mierda dado, pibe. Va, ya te puedes ir a la cúpula a comer, va.
Tiene que salir Cócera para entregar hacia el centro. Se la regala Coy, le puede pegar Coy para adentro.
Vaya chicha, nano.
¡Gol! De Porcinos Óscar Coy. Ah, pues sí.
Pero es que, señores,
que no te lo dije, Romero.
Tenemos, ¿cómo lo usamos? Penalti.
Penalti.
¿Será penalti?
Cuni.
Puede meter en el partido a Cuni. Jordi para adentro, qué golazo.
Wow.
Dios.
Gol.
Eso, dale.
Vamos con Nadir Lua y con Laura Vizcaíno.
Pues sí, Nadir, 2 goles, victoria y a cuartos, enhorabuena.
Sí, sabíamos que el partido iba a ser muy importante porque veníamos de una muy mala dinámica. El equipo ha estado bien, sufríamos defensivamente y creo que hemos estado muy juntitos y nada, primer objetivo cumplido.
Os espera Science, rival complicado, imagino.
Sí, empatamos contra ellos y en shootout perdimos, ha quedado segundo por algo. Nada, concentración, confianza con nosotros mismos y intentar ganar para el sábado estar en el Wizzing.
Pues lo veremos mañana, mucha suerte.